Good evening or good morning, depending on where you live. Welcome to my channel, Starstrings. This is the Ancient Empress here to pass on a message. This is probably my first video on this channel, so if you're new and you'd like to know something about me, you can read the description, but I'd like to get to the video as soon as possible. I'm not gonna have any files today. It's going to be a collective reading. Sometimes I stutter or my words don't come off as clearly, but it's mostly because I am reading from my intuition. I don't have a script or anything. So, yeah, there's that. Take a chill pill, relax, breathe, drink a glass of water, and yeah, let's get this shit started. So today's topic is what is one energy we must release and one energy we must embrace to find peace, days, week. Are we struggling with peace this week? Tell me how it's like in the comments. Do you think you have managed to reach a state where you feel particularly peaceful? Or do you feel like you're in utter anguish? What what is going on? How has life been to you? I'm going to be using Lenormand cards, no tarot cards for today because that's what I felt called for. I also do readings with cartomancy, with the playing cards and stuff. I've been doing those for like a long time now, and not gonna lie, I find that much easier than tarot because obviously tarot is more symbolism and just a lot more imaginary. There's a lot going on, right? And I love tarot for what it is, but I also love Lenormand and cartomancy for like the exact opposite reason. It just gives you like a lot of direct answers. I'm using this one today. Uh, I'm using this one today. The name will be given in description if anyone is looking for that. Yeah, just shuffling it a bit. There will be a timestamp under in the description if you want to jump straight to the reading, or maybe there won't be depending on my mood. But yeah, all right. Let's start. What is the one energy we must release? The ship. Ten of Spades, travel, adventure, journey. Right. I hope you can see it all. And what is the energy we must embrace to find peace this week? I am gonna be taking reversals. Oh, 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 this is quite interesting. I did a reading for someone a bit ago. It's kind of the exact same thing, just in a different opposite place. It's very interesting. Okay, we are gonna talk about the energy that we must release. It's the ship. Let me show you the card. It's the ship, travel, adventure, journey. It's the Ten of Spades over here. Change. Some kind of change. Some kind of new outlook. Some kind of a journey. Some kind of a travel. What is the one energy we must release? Hmm. Have you been making way too many mental plans in the year and not really executing any of them? Have you been making plans and plans to, achieve something that is very much out of your reach right now? And have you been stuck in this thing? Have you been stuck in a position of never ending plans, like never ending planning, never being able to execute them out? I feel like for some of you, the energy that you have to release in order to find peace this week is the energy of constant movement. Some of you are way too active, and that's yeah, some of you are way too active. Some of you are not setting your feet down enough for you to breathe in. Some of you are just so high up in the air, so high up either in your thoughts or in your plannings, or maybe you're working constantly. You've been doing way too much. You've just been doing way too much. And well, in some cases that's a good thing, but in this case, your guides are telling you, hold up. Hold up for a moment. You're flying high, and flying high is a good thing, but like you're losing your touch with the ground. You're constantly on the move. You're constantly active. But this being active is a good thing, but here it's coming off as a form of neglect of some kind. Either you're neglecting yourself, you're not taking proper care of yourself while you're doing so much, or you're constantly fidgeting with anxiety, or you're constantly doing this thing and then jumping onto the next thing and doing the next thing. You're not settling down, is what I'm hearing. You're not settling down. You need to hold onto a ground and breathe for a second before you can think about your next step. And maybe you are doing that. But here, the ship here, actually, I will read you the meaning of the one. Ship. Here's a card. Ship, the flying fool. It is time to travel in search of something new. The heart desires an adventure, a fresh start, or a new outlook. Take a journey of discovery or use this opportunity to leave something behind. In a famous Russian tale, the TSAR, I don't know how to pronounce that, declared that whoever made him a flying ship would marry his daughter. One foolish boy took on the task and, with the help of friends, won the heart of a princess. Alright, look, maybe you were in the search of something new. Maybe you have been in the search of something new, and you have been getting new ideas, you have been getting new outlooks, new experiments, new ways to do certain things. You have been collecting a huge box of ideas. I'm hearing. I don't know. Maybe you want to paint, but You've been going to different shops. You've been collecting different stationaries, different type of paints, but you've never really gotten started on the actual painting. You wanted something new, and so you set for it. You went on a travel for it. But the thing is that this constant travel, this constant look of something new, it's robbing you of your peace, your inner peace. I feel like wanting change in your life is a perfectly valid thing. Wanting different things in your life, wanting new outlook. Humans are not gonna be, humans if we don't grow. Like obviously we are gonna grow as souls. We are gonna grow. But the thing is, the growth of a soul is an eternal journey. It's gonna keep happening all your goddamn life as long as you're here, and maybe after you're not here too. It's gonna keep happening. It's not a goalpost to enter or to pass through as soon as possible. It's not like that. You're gonna keep growing. You're gonna keep learning new things. You're gonna keep making mistakes. You're gonna keep learning new things. Your peace, your joy for the journey of it, your joy for your life, your peace, your self validation, it should not stop unless and until you have made that ship, that huge ship that, is going to get recognition from others. You are in search of something new. You are going on a travel. You are constantly on the move. And you're doing it for growth, or maybe for self love, or maybe you for some other reason, whatever it is. And that's a good thing. Like, I understand that you are constantly on the move, on the go, that you're doing something you're very active in. Maybe you're putting really a lot of hours into your work, you are grinding away, you're hustling, or maybe it's the complete opposite. You have been constantly on the move, you've been traveling to have fun, and you've been paying more attention to your social life and just enjoyment in general, but too much of something is a bad thing. Too much of something is a bad thing. Too much of self love is not a bad thing. That is not arrogance, and self love are completely two different things. But the thing is that here you have been a state of an ending related to, this constant thing of being on the move, being on the go, trying to do this impossible feat. And while I understand the need and the pull to make something like this happen, make make this important and seemingly impossible feat to take place, I understand this. But the thing is, are you grounding yourself? Are you taking the time to breathe? Do you have the time to sit down and look after yourself for like a second? You're putting you're putting so much energy moving around, doing things, but are you taking the time to reflect on the amount of progress you have already done, on the memories you have already collected, or are you just constantly moving from one situation to another, trying to find something new? Have you been fulfilling your need for, freshness, or fulfilling your need for certain changes in your personality by focusing more on the external changes? Have you been focusing more? Alright, there was a small disturbance. I feel like your life is constantly in chaos. There's constantly things going on. You have no idea where your ship is sailing. There's just constant movement happening without any specific direction or without any specific goal. And if you do have a specific goal or direction that you are walking towards, you are trying to make something impossible take place here. I'm not going to tell you that it's impossible. I don't know about that. I don't know your situation. I don't know what's the specific stuff about this is. But I'm going to tell you whatever this is, it's not going to happen in one day. You cannot run yourself dry by running from one island to another, one object to another, one person to another, when what your soul needs from you is, you know, it doesn't need. Okay, I'll give you an example. Let's say that you feel lonely. Let's say you feel lonely. And in order to change the fact that you have been feeling lonely for a long time, you want to date people. Which, by the way, is a little bit of a tricky thing, because if you're dating people just to quench that loneliness part of yourself and not to also form like a good connection, that's gonna bring up trouble. That's gonna bring up trouble. Before trying to build a relationship with another person, you have to focus on building a relationship with yourself first. Going back to the example, let's say you are trying to date people because you feel lonely, and we are humans, we crave human connections, we crave communities. Even like the introverts of introverts, they also feel lonely. So to fulfill your need for intimacy, for connection, you start dating. And what happens is that you kind of start jumping from one person to another. You date this person, and then you get bored of it, then you get bored of the entire thing. You go on the next person. You keep jumping from one to another. That was a example for relationships. For a career, it could be that you are jumping from one thing to another, trying different things but not settling or committing to any specific thing. And what's what's that doing to you is it's putting you in a constant state of stress, constant state of dryness, and because you're not committing to anything, you don't really see the higher results it could bring in the first place. So you're just getting more lapped up in it even more. For this week, I'm not telling you for the entire month of it and whatnot, but for this week, you need to stop jumping from one thing to another. This is the energy that you must release, constantly going out for anything. And I understand that, we are curious, we are constantly wanting to grow. I understand that. However, if you are really jumping from one thing to another, if you're not even focusing in depth of one thing and then you're going on to the next thing, you're not gonna be able to take in the lessons that you just went through because you're jumping onto the next thing right then and there. You need to give yourself the time to process, the time to rest, and the time to heal, or the time to, plan your next steps before you go there. Before you go there, this needs to end. Your energy is very, it's very anxious. It's a very fidgety. Like I wanna just like take something and I just wanna be like this constantly because I cannot sit still. I cannot. I feel like this bubbling thing in my chest that's like, oh, oh, no, 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 I gotta move, I gotta move, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta go on the next thing, I gotta go on the next thing. Like, I wanna do this, I wanna do that, I wanna do this. How about I do it like that? And you have many ideas, you have many stories to tell, you have a lot of work to do. I get it, I can see it here. But you're flying up too high. You're flying up way too high, and this is a bit risky. And you're not getting the inner peace that your soul needs from you to make this thing happen. Like if you're really out there trying to do a specific goal or a specific something that seems impossible to others, but you know you can do it, working towards it, putting in the efforts, grinding away at it, it is a good thing. But at the same time, you need to ground yourself first. You need to take the time to attend to your peace. You need to take the time to tend to yourself, to care for yourself, so that you're not just look, you're working a lot. Either you're working a lot or you're constantly putting efforts in something, but then you're moving on to the next person. So you're spreading yourself too thin. You're spreading yourself way too thin. That's taking a hit on your internal core energy. You gotta let that go. You gotta let, for this week, focus on like letting this energy of constant restlessness go. Do you meditate? Do you do meditation or some kind of prayer? If you're not a prayer person, I get it. Do you do some kind of meditation? Meditation doesn't exactly have to be, like sitting straight with your back straight and then like a whole ass thing going on. It doesn't have to be that. It doesn't have to be that. It can be just you laying down on your bed or somewhere comfortable and maybe listening to some kind of quite slow music and focusing on the music. You need to you need to meditate. You need to focus more on the day-to-day things. Like slow living. Practice slow living for a week and just see the amount of changes it brings to your inner core self. Because here, look, I think it's a brilliant thing that you have, so much going on in you. It could be chaos. It could be, well, if it's chaos, it's not a brilliant thing. But I think you're also someone that's capable of holding so much shit and still being able to fly up in the sky. And that's a capable thing. But I I get that you have so many stories to tell, so much stuff to do, and so many dreams to achieve and whatnot, like all of this. I get it. But the foundation of that is you. So if you crumble down, it's gonna take you more work, more hard work, more time to build all of it all over again and then set out for the journey again, which is just gonna be a lengthy process. And if you've been like that, then it's even more of a necessary warning here, literally, that stop, and take a moment to breathe, take a moment to breathe, and drink some tea or some. Don't drink coffee. Don't drink coffee. I don't know. For some of you, you guys might be drinking too much coffee, and it could be messing up your system as well. Try to exchange it with some other system, or maybe limit down your caffeine a little bit. water. Please hydrate yourself a little bit. And, just really focus on the day-to-day things. Let's say that you're drinking water. Focus on the taste of water. How does it feel? When you like drink it, does your chest feel a little bit cooler? When you are showering, when the water touches your skin, do you feel a bit better? Like those small moments, focus on that. Okay, here we have the sun. It's the success, happiness, warmth. It's the sun in reverse. What should you embrace? Your failures. Your failures. I feel like, look, maybe something that you wanted to work out did not work out the way you quite wanted it to, and now it's causing you like stress and it's causing you like so much regret, so much disappointments. And maybe in order to hide that from yourself, or maybe in order to avoid this, you've been constantly on the move. It's like, okay, this one thing failed, so I'm gonna stretch myself into 10 different things now. You have made mistakes. You have made mistakes, and that's normal completely. Humans do make mistakes. That's literally, we are here to learn and grow, obviously. So you're gonna make mistakes, the human soul. You made some mistakes, and that's fine. It's fine. Maybe it's not, depending on what situation you are, but you have to tell yourself that it's fine. you know Feel it in your heart in order to have enough compassion for yourself that you can sit with your failures, sit with your shadow sides that are not so nice to you, and still be able to hear them out, still be able to talk to yourself in a softer way. Maybe you want it to shine as bright as the sun, but as of right now it's not happening. You're not seeing the fruits of your labor. You're not seeing the results of the grinding that you are doing. And so you're like, okay, I just need to do more and more. Maybe if I develop a few more ideas, develop a few more different ways to look at it, maybe then I'll get it now, then I'll get it now. And I understand the frustration. I do, but you're being quite harsh on yourself. You cannot expect your work to bring the results in one night. Maybe it's not a one night, it's 1 year or more. Whatever it is here, your shadow sides are quite active, but at the same time, I think your shadow sides might be trying to tell you something. Look, I don't think our shadow sides necessarily hate us. Most of the time, when they come out, it's a way they think it's to protect yourself. So they end up doing like certain things, or being rash. The thoughts are a bit cynical, but they're rash, they're harsh, but ultimately it is because it's trying to love you. Your different parts, your shadow parts, are trying to love you, and that's what they consider love, but they don't know how to go about it quite yet. You, as someone that has control over yourself, you need to redirect those thoughts into a more nicer, more softer pattern that also reflects in how you're talking to yourself. So you accepting, and you have made mistakes, and it felt fucking shitty. It felt fucking annoying. I don't really see what's good here right now. I don't even see why I'm doing all of this shit. I feel cold. I feel like I'm out in the cold, abandoned. Everyone else is getting their success. Everyone else is getting their fruits. I'm not even getting the goddamn tree in the first place. I don't even see the tree. Everyone is seeing the like. I don't even see the tree, but everyone is getting the fruits. They're dining in a restaurant, and I'm there like, okay, what the heck? I'm dying in the snow. Things are a bit cold around you. It's not warm at all. Maybe you don't find happiness quite as well in the external situation. You wanted to achieve certain things, but it's not working out. I feel like you're heavily in disappointment, and that disappointment is kind of being challenged into new ideas, and then you're like going like this, then you're going like this, and then you're spreading yourself to it. But then something will not work out, then you're here. And then because it didn't work out, you're like, okay, maybe a new idea would work. And then you're going like this. So it's like a cycle, constantly like a cycle going on. You're going from the Ace of Diamonds to the Ten of Spades. A new brilliant idea to the fatal ending in one slash. And that's a harsh energy. So you have to break the cycle. You have to break the cycle. And in order and the way to break the cycle is to acknowledge that you have made mistakes, you did not excel at the ways that you thought you would, or you didn't make it where you feel like you would, and that spreading yourself too thin or focusing way too much on the external validation or just going all over everywhere all at the same time is not going to bring you the validation or the recognition that you originally seeked. That's not going to help you. That's where you need to let go. I'm going to pull another card for how you can do this because let's see, how can you do this? Guys, be a bit more softer to yourself, be a bit more kinder to yourself. A lot of you guys here may be really harsh in the way you speak to yourself. You deserve love, okay? You deserve love to yourself more than you deserve, like more than the world deserves your love. Okay, yeah, we get it. But you deserve that love more. You deserve that love way more. Like you have to give yourself that love because the world is kind of bullshit at times. It will fuck you over, it will mess you up. But you gotta give that to yourself. Alright, I put how can you do this? How can you break the cycle, the entirety that's going on here, and how can you just achieve peace, basically, this week, right? Not achieve, find peace. It's a garden. It's the garden here. It's community, culture, teamwork. Do you guys have any pets? If you have any pets, I feel like spending more time to them, more time with them might work. The way you speak to your pets, do you speak to them harshly? Do you speak to them like you hate their every sense of being? No, right? Like, well, I hope you're not speaking to your pets like that. So, anyways, you don't speak to your pets that harshly. Why? Because you love them. You love them. You wanna be like, oh my god, little kitty, you're so cute. You use a softer voice with them and everything. Why don't you do that to yourself? Why are you not more kinder to yourself? You deserve it. You have to give yourself that because the world is gonna be shitty. The world is sometimes the world can be really goddamn shitty and can actually rob you of the fruits that you so very much deserve. We know how society gets at times. It's a shitty place out in the world. It's a beautiful place, but it's also a shitty place at the same time. Because that's how people are. People are very diverse. So the world outside is like a constantly ever changing thing, and there's really like no guarantee that the world is gonna be nice to you 24/7. It's always like it's not that. But what you can do is you can promise yourself that you're gonna be nice to yourself, and you can follow up on that matter. If you're speaking to your pet like you love their every essence, if you speak to your pets like you love their every essence, you love them so much, and you talk to them in a softer, more kinder, more loving way, please, at least when you talk to yourself, rethink on how you're talking to yourself. Like, when you catch those harsh thoughts, catch yourself. Like, when you catch yourself in those harsh thoughts, and you're like, wait, what was I saying to myself? Like, is that how you speak to a person? That's not how you speak to a person. What was I saying to myself? And then when you catch yourself thinking that way towards yourself, you approach it with kindness. You approach it with care. You don't shut yourself down right then there, like, no, how dare I talk to myself like that? Oh my god, I'm such a bad human being for talking to myself like that. Do not go on that route. Instead, just, breathe for a second and you're like, okay, I just told myself that I'm a horrible person. That was not a very nice thing to say. I know otherwise. That was not a very nice thing to say myself. Why do I think I'm horrible? Can I see anything that I've done that I'm horrible? No, man. Why did I just say that to myself? Because I couldn't just do it in one try, because I couldn't get the results that I needed, get the marks that I wanted. I'm not a horrible person for that. It means that maybe, something probably needs a little bit shift in my techniques. Maybe something else. It's something else. It has something to do with the work itself, not about my self worth as a human being. If you have people around you that are very nice and supporting, and you have a community that's loving, and you feel like you're really struggling with things, you then talk to them about it. If there's someone that you can depend on, obviously, like you make the decision whether or not it's someone that you can trust your heart with. You talk to them about it, you vent to them, or you share with them, like, hey, I've just been in the cycle of disappointment and things, like, I don't know what's going on. I just want to talk about it a little bit. Do you mind? Like, talk with a friend. Maybe if you're close with your parents, maybe one of them, talk with them, get yourself more involved in activities that are more community wise. Again, this is if you have like a nice community around you, nice people around you. Many people don't have that. But if you do, then spend a little more time outdoors, whether it's with other people or with yourself. Spend a little time away from this entire situation of work and self-worth and dreams and this and that, like all of that. Like, spend a little time away from that in a park, go for a walk, or maybe spend some time with pets, maybe go to a pet cafe. It could also be if you are struggling with a work situation, there's help available related to teamwork. You may need to work with someone else in order to either fix the situation, or if there's something else going on, you may need to seek someone's advice, seek someone's help in order to fix the situation, but it's very much possible. Even if the situation or whatever here is going on is not fixed 100% immediately, you will be able to get the relief you need to be able to, be like, oh my God, that was a relief. I feel so peaceful. Just talking about it is making me feel so peaceful. Give it a try. Also, I think more than any external teamwork or more than any external activities or anything, it also talks about teamwork within yourselves. The part of you that dreams, the part of you that wants to make things happen, the part of you that wants to achieve success, but is currently falling behind or not really delivering on the results that you wished for yourself. And the parts of you that are planning, that are seeing the road ahead or trying to like manage and control a lot of things, the parts of you that are at conflict, they can work with each other. You need to find a way where both of these sides that you are currently at, it's like this, you are at war within yourself. And in order to find the peace that you're truly seeking here for this week, you need to combine the two, or kind of, place them as different partners on the same project and have it balanced out. Don't go too much in focusing on the results, don't focus on the results too much. Focus on putting the work, obviously, and that's when this comes in, because here, this one is obviously trying like a different outlook, trying to put the work in, like doing all of these things to build this crazy ship, that seems impossible to others. But you can't also just go too deep in like the work as well. Like, for this week, take a chill pill if you can take a break from your work and this entire thing of like your dreams, following your dreams, chasing your dreams, building your dreams, all of that. Take a break from that and go on a holiday if you can. If you cannot, then find a way to balance these two sides of yourself, the part of you that dreams of success and the part of you that works for it. And find a well balanced relationship between these two, while tending to yourself. Have you been taking care of yourself? Have you been taking time off to recharge yourself after all this shenanigans that's going on here? You're dreaming about something, you're trying to, shine brightly, you're seeking recognition and everything. Are you giving yourself the validation that you deserve for doing all of these things? Are you giving yourself that? You're constantly on the move, going from one thing to another. Are you taking the time to spend quality time with yourself? Are you taking the time to tend to your own needs? When was the last time you did something for yourself without it being some kind of gain or some kind of plus or some kind of addition to your career, to your worth, or to your monetary things? When was the last time you did that? Do something for the joy of it. Focus on the joy, focus on the community that your work is building, focus on the feelings of it. I'm hearing you're really drowning in the logistics. Like that's like what's going on here. You're drowning in the logistics, you're drowning in how to make it happen, when to make it happen, what do I want, how to make it happen, when to make it happen, and all of that is a good thing. It is a good thing. But without the joy, without, the support that you need to in order to make this impossible ship being built, like in order to make this possible, you need support. And if you're not getting the support from the people around you, you need to give that yourself. You need to give that support to yourself, regardless of whether or not you're getting that support from the people around you. For some of you, you could have people around you that are supportive, but for most of you, maybe I don't think you do. So for those of you, it's even more important to give yourself that support. And how do you give yourself that support? How do you give yourself that support? Okay, did it come out in reverse? Okay, yeah, it did. All right, let me show you the card. Um, how do you give yourself that support? You, by freeing yourself from the doubts and the confusion surrounding all of it. Look, I told you, right? Like, because you're going from one place to another, one spot to another, one island to another, like, you're on the get go. You're like, okay, this, and then this, then that. It's causing chaos, it's causing confusion, and it's causing a lot of doubts. Like, what do I really want? What's really going on? I don't know anything. I don't know how to feel about this. Oh my goodness, there's so much doubts. How do I make this happen? There's so much confusion and chaos and just so much haziness around you. Look at the clouds. There's so much haziness around you. And that is what you need to free yourself from. You can give yourself the support by freeing yourself from the goddamn tension, from the goddamn doubt and the confusion that you're giving to yourself. Like, I don't really feel, for a lot of you, I don't really feel like it's even the situation that's causing this. I feel like you're in your mind all way too much about this thing. That's why I feel like here it's like, please touch some grass. I feel like that's why it came like that. Yeah, you're focusing on your mind way too much. You're focusing on the doubt, the confusion way too much. You're lost in this maze, and sooner or later, kind of starting to be in a place where you don't even have any idea why you started in this first place, why you've been doing this, what is it that you even want, and so much is really going on in here. And maybe it's taking a hit on your finances too. For some of you, your doubt and confusion could be adding to your financial problems as well. So that's like also why you kind of need to get rid of this doubt and confusion energy from yourself. You need to remove the clouds around you that are blocking your perception, because you're robbing yourself from a peace that is very accessible to you, actually. You just, well, it's not you just, because it's never an easy thing to do, but you need to quiet your mind down. And once you quiet your mind down, you'll see yourself, the amazing garden that you've already built yourself. You've already built a lot. You may not see it yet, but you've already done a lot. Look, this is the proof of it. Like so many houses in being here is the proof of the fact that you have already built a lot. And it's time that you take a pause to just, sit in what you have built and be like, wow, damn, like, damn, I built that. I did this. I did that. Damn, like, be a bit more proud of yourself, Praise yourself a little bit. You're working yourself like, you know, like in the capitalistic society, how employers kind of like torture the employees with like overworks and underpay and like stuff. Like I feel like for you, that's what's happening over here. You're demanding work from yourself without giving yourself the kind of recognition or the pay or the validation that you deserve. Not only that, you're also putting in overtime hours without even letting some of your projects see the finish line as well. Like it's such a messy and chaotic situation because you're so much in your head. You need to step away from your head. You need to go outside and touch some grass, and then that's not available to you somehow. Then you need to move back from the work situation for a bit, and you need to focus on what you have already built, on the joyful connections that are around you, what brings you joy. Figure out a way with peace and with slowness and with kindness towards yourself, figure out a way slowly on how you can balance different parts of yourself regarding this situation without it overwhelming your mind to the point where you have every doubt possible. You have every doubt possible that there could ever be in your mind about this entire thing. Okay, what could be the outcome and the advice? What should I go for first? Let's go for a simple one card advice. The advice is a letter. Okay. Yeah, for some of you, help is really available if you communicate to someone about it. So, see that? Maybe you need to send some kind of message to someone and it's been causing you a lot of doubt and stuff as well. You can free yourself from that. You can free yourself from this entire thing. If you do have some kind of message to send to someone, and it's clouding your goddamn mind to the point where in order to avoid that you've been drowning yourself in this one thing to another, yeah, do that. Maybe there's some kind of news or some kind of communication or message that you seek. I feel like it will come to you. It's gonna take a bit time, but okay, no, I don't think it's gonna take a bit time because here's the sun and here's the sun. I don't think it's gonna take a bit time. It's gonna be there soon enough. But in order to notice this message or this communication or this news that you're so waiting on, you know, you need to give yourself the time to even stop. But because otherwise you'll end up missing it. Like I don't think you'll miss it. I think your guides will make it all very obvious, or they will, basically throw it on your face like you weren't seeing this, so we made you see this now in our way. Your guides are like, we don't want to do that because why? They want to treat you with as much as soft care as much as that, like as much as that is possible. So you're being asked to do that towards yourself as well. Like, do you see how they kind of match up? Kind of match up over here. That's what I'm telling you. Like, take a minute to slow down because only once you slow down will you notice just how much of your problems are rooted in your mind, in your doubt and confusion, and you will be able to figure out a way to balance these things together or to, whatever it is that you're facing here, you will find a solution to that. And you may also have some kind of message coming that will help you alleviate this even more. But in order to notice it, you need to slow down and pause. Okay, I'll pull an outcome card just to like, be like this all of this is in for vain. So yeah. What is the outcome? The crossroad. Okay, it's the golden horse. It's choices, opportunity, decision. You will arrive if you manage to slow down, and if you manage to just pause in your life for a bit, you decide to focus more on the act of it, more in the moment rather than thinking of the future obsessively always, or planning and planning and planning and planning but never really doing anything. If you focus more on being in the moment, it will help you to stay calm. It will help you to see a different outlook on how you can actually balance this. It will help you get rid of the doubt and confusion. It will help you align more parts of yourself that are causing this chaos within yourself. It will also help you connect with people more. Maybe then that will help you. Wait, I'm getting a message. Yeah, some of you may really need to send a certain kind of message to someone. Maybe it's been clawing at your mind. There's hope for reconciliation here. I don't know what I'm really talking about because I just got that that's a very specific message, that there's hope for reconciliation. It's someone that you have a very loving connection with. Could be family, could be friends, could be more, but it's someone that you have a very loving connection with. And maybe because of some reason you are withholding communication, or maybe you've ghosted someone, I don't know. But what I'm hearing is that, if it's someone that really like cares about it, this is someone that generally gives a shit about you. This is not like a toxic person or whatever, or someone that's ignoring you, or no, no, no. This is someone that's generally caring about you. You may need to send a certain kind of message to them, and it will help you clear up just a lot of fog in your mind, which will help you see the situation more clearly, and you may get help from them, or you may get like certain kind of message from another place, because your energy is now cleared up more. You're no longer in a foggy situation, and because you're able to see things more clearly, you can notice the message in here. That's for like a few people. I just said it, but okay, regardless, the outcome of all of this is crossroad. You will find or create a golden opportunity for yourself, where I think there will be this sun, whatever the success you're like looking for, there are more chances of it happening in this, like, from like the actions that you take from on this point forward, than being in this situation. You will find a golden opportunity, or you will be like at a point where you will have to make a certain choice, and this choice can only come to you, or it's only available to you, because you've cleared up this confusion, because you have freed yourself from this toxic obsessive energy of some sort, because you have cleared out the way for you to get some kind of message, some kind of help. And because you have done that, you're no longer suffering from a constant foggy mind who cannot see their way ahead. You're not lost in doubts anymore. You're not up in the sky anymore. You're planning on flying, and you're able to, and you have your feet on the ground, and you're able to see things more clearly and more kindly as well. And you may see some value in something that you had not received before. Received before is something, maybe for some of you it's an object, or for some of you it's an offer. You will see a value in something that you didn't see before, or you may just end up getting an entirely new opportunity that will really help you a lot in your career than whatever this is, in order to make the sun happen for you. This is the outcome. We keep it here, I guess. Do I need any more? Should I? Okay, I'll pull one message from your guides. Just one only. I said just one only, and two cards popped up. And they never listen to me anyways. Okay, it's the lady and the stars. Okay, the lady, it's this. Yeah, I totally right. You don't really see where you are. Oh my God, look at the eyes of this lady. Let me focus. Yeah, look at the eyes of this lady. She doesn't have eyes. The context, oh my gosh, she's holding those eyes. I never noticed those before. I just noticed it and it's gave off a little creepy vibe, not gonna lie. You've been really cynical towards yourself. I can say that. The card here talks about this lady basically gave up her eyes in order for sorcery for magic. So, in sacrificing a certain part of herself, she ends up getting something that's very invaluable, right? That's kind of what happens. You could be a divine feminine watching this for some context here. You could be a girl watching this. You don't have to be, but maybe it's all right. I got it. Whatever it is that you are seeking from the video here, I feel like you already know it. You already have the answer, but you're not really looking for like within yourself. You don't have your eyes right now. You don't have your eyes. I feel like you ended up shut something away from your sight. You ended up avoiding something because you know that focusing on that would require you to do some goddamn work as we have here, and you're neglecting parts of yourself, and you're here for maybe an answer to a question, but thing is your guides are telling you you have the answer. Whatever you're seeking for here, whatever answer you're seeking for, you have the answer within yourself, and you're not seeing it because, as we said before, you're not tending to yourself. You have given up your eyes. Glue your eyes back on if you can. Like, I don't know what's going on here. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on here. But you have chosen to not see a situation, and it's causing you more harm and harm. You may have gotten certain kind of magic, a certain kind of ability, or certain something here. You may have gotten something in exchange of your sight, of your insight here, but it's not worth sacrificing your eyes away. That's what your guides are telling you. Please, just glue your eyes back on. And I don't know why I'm laughing. Your guys are like they're obviously giving a really really important message here, but they're also pretty chill. So yeah, please, girl, like I don't, maybe you're a girl watching this. If you're not, anyways, like just you know please, like take a moment to see what you have been hiding from right in front of you, but you're not able to see this because again you're clouded up in here. You have the answer that you see. You can actually fix all of this without, and it may not be as easy as a snap, but your guys are telling you you're very much capable of pulling this off. And don't worry, we will help you. Like, look at this. Look both of the cards. This is a star card here, but her eyes are also closed. What's up with you? You're both like in both of the cards, the eyes are closed. You are not seeing. This came in reversed, so I'm gonna keep it like that. All right. You need to pause and you need to look within yourself. Like for sure, you have been neglecting, you have been avoiding a certain situation, you have been avoiding to look at a certain situation because of whatever it's causing you to feel, and that's not gonna work out anymore. They're telling you you need to sit down, maybe hold a comfort pillow or a comfort toy or something, and then face the matter because you need to do that. And whatever like and while you're doing this, do not lose hope. Look within yourself for your hope. Because as we just said, you don't really see what's going on around you anyways. So your only sense of direction is your own inner voice, your own inner hope and optimism. And it's very sad that that's exactly what's kind of being blocked here because you're lost in doubts, you're lost in your mind. So focus more on your internal hopes and dreams. I sound a little bit. Wait. Alright, I paused it for a second because I don't know why I felt a bit weird there. And I also had to take a break to drink some water. Some of you guys may be running low on hydration as well. Drink water, dude. Drink some water, chill. Take that time for yourself, please. Whatever answer you seek here, you already have it. You guys are telling you that. And you guys are also telling you because you have chosen to, not look at a situation, you have to listen to your inner voice. You have to look within. Because it cannot be that you're not looking outer and you're not looking inner as well. You have to look within because you have the hope and the inspiration and the ways to make this thing work, to pull this off. You have it in you. You are the star. You have it in you. You're the star. You are the star. You have it in you. You can do this. But it may require you to look at a situation that you've been quite avoiding for a little while. That's all I'm getting. I'm not getting anything more. I was trying to see if I get any more messages, but I am not getting them. So there's that. Yeah, okay, look, I just checked the bottom. This is the bottom. This is excitement, chatter, anxiety. So much drama. You had a certain kind of excitement, certain kind of, because you want to shine bright. Or maybe you were shining bright. You were shining bright, or maybe you want to shine bright. And that was full of excitement, but it also brought a lot of chatter, a lot of anxiety, a lot of thoughts, a lot of discourse, a lot of discussion, and it's all just so noisy. Literally, something also started in my background like a little bit ago. Some kind of machine started to, it just turned on. I guess my neighbor turned it on, and a certain kind of noise just started fading away now, so that's good. But yeah, you're right now, it's all turned upside down. So much chatter, so much anxiety, all turned inward. And that's not a good thing. That's never a good thing. You have just too many thoughts going on, so to speak. And the outcome here is if you, manage to focus more in the moment, focus more on the act of it rather than going for the results. If you manage to practice slow living, practice being in the moment rather than jumping from one place to another, if you manage to quiet down your thoughts and lessen the brain fog you're feeling a little bit, and you're touching grass, I feel like for some of you, you guys really need to step out of the space that you've been shutting yourself on in order to work from one thing to another for a long time. Maybe some of you like to work in a room and you've just been there trying different things, trying different work methods for like a long time now. And you need to go outside and spend some time with the loved one or have some fun. Have some fun. Please have some fun. It's coming in very strongly. Have some fun. You're not having fun. You may be thinking this is fun going from one thing to another, and you may actually be having fun, but that fun is not staying. At the end of the day, when that experience is over, it's just temporary. So when that experience is over, it's causing more doubt. It's just putting you more in darkness about what you really feel about this entire thing. So if you manage to, do what we discussed over here, you will end up finding strength in yourself in order to sit with the things that you need to sit with, in order to confront the things within and external that you need to do to find the power that's within yourself. And look at this, there's so many lights, which tells me it's not like you're going to be abandoning all of these ideas or like, all of the dreams and what you really seek. It's not like you're going to be doing this, but it's going to come out more beautifully. You're gonna have access to your internal strength, and that's a very important thing, especially for something that you're really trying to make happen here. You might be someone that chooses to overwork or overshare or overspend, something a lot about over, like spreading yourself too thin, in order to really avoid seeing what you're actually feeling or what you're actually dealing with or what kind of pain you're feeling. You might be you might have coping mechanisms that are not so healthy. That's where you're being asked to tend to yourself with a little bit more kindness and practice being in the moment rather than jumping from one place to another. And it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be a little hard. But hey, while you were doing all of these things, that was also hard. And your guides are telling you they will be there with you. They're literally there with a message ready, like, when can we send a message? When are they gonna be here? I wanna send a message as soon as possible. So your guides are gonna be with you. You're gonna have help. You're gonna make it through this. You can do it. You can do it. You can really do it, and you can free yourself from this thing. And once all of that happens, actually not once all of that happens, once that starts to happen, once the tide begins to shift, once you start tending more to yourself in the little moments of life, you will definitely see parts of yourself that need more care. You will see parts of yourself that are lonely, but you will have the strength to acknowledge them and to embrace it. You will have the strength to embrace the parts of yourself that are not so perfect, that are not so picture perfect, or not so successful, or not so happy, not so warm. Parts of yourself that are cold, maybe you feel cold towards yourself. You will be able to embrace and accept those kind of things about yourself, and you will be able to get through them. You will be able to get through them and build a reality, build your own reality where you're so self-sufficient that you don't need to rely on external things, or you don't need to jump from one place to another. When you do it, then if you come onto this place and you're jumping from one place to another, it will be really because you love yourself and you want to give yourself better things. And it's not coming from a place of, I have to avoid this thing so bad that I am going to set my eyes on the entire world except this thing, and I'm going to spread myself all over into those things just so that I don't look at this. Yeah, that's the thing. Loyalty, support, friendship. Your guys are there. Your friends are also there for you. If you have good friends, some of you have really good friends, they're there with you. And for those of you that you feel like you don't have friends, you need to be a good friend to yourself first. Because how you treat yourself reflects a lot in how other people treat you in a relationship. And your guides right now are very protective of you because they know what kind of situation you're in. And yeah, that's kind of all we have got for today. I don't hear any different things since the video has dragged on for this long, anyways. I was not planning it to make it this long. I don't know why it became this long. I hope I'm not boring you guys. I did not plan it to be this long, but the messages just kept coming and coming, and because I don't really have a set script or anything. I kind of just started because I knew that some words wanted to come out through me, so I did them to my best ability. I'm still gonna put a specific message that maybe your own heart is trying to tell you amidst all this chaos. Let's see. This is a very general reading, so take what resonates. But yeah, all of you here, you guys really need to like take a moment to slow down because you're going too fast. At this rate, you'll burn yourself down. Yeah, exactly. Your heart is telling you ambition, your desire, all of that is great, but it's becoming a way that you're deceiving yourself in order to really hide things from your view that you don't really like about yourself. Why are we doing that? Your heart is telling you that, it appreciates the desire, the dreams, the ambitions, the grind, and everything, the protecting, the shielding. It appreciates it and acknowledges it, but at the same time, it's also calling you out that you are not focusing on the things that really need your focus. You cannot be trying to build up, this the grand journey and everything while not even tending to your own foundation. Yeah, you're losing yourself in your work or in your grind or in the pursuit of so much stuff, so much so that you don't have the time to think of your own heart, think of your own self, other than it being some kind of profit or it being some kind of addition or it being some kind of like something that adds value to your life. Your heart deserves love whether or not you can produce certain results or whether or not you can make certain things happen in life. Your success or the amount of good relations you have or like whether or not you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a partner does not equate to what kind of person you are as a whole. Like it does not equate your self-worth, what kind of marks you get, if you got that high paying job or not. It does not, those things do not determine how you are as a human being, how your heart is, and what your self worth is for yourself. Like society is going to make standards, society is going to place judgments on you. At least you, when you're placing judgments on yourself, at least you can be a bit more kinder, a bit more softer towards yourself. You're the person that you're gonna be with for the rest of your life. So isn't it isn't it okay to expect a better treatment for your own self because you deserve it? That's exactly why you're probably watching this video, because you deserve it, you deserve love. Maybe you want to give yourself love, but you don't know how. And it's a process. It's a process. It's a it's a process, but you can do it. It's a process and you're on it. What you need to do right now is you need to take a break or, stop jumping from one thing to another. You need to focus more on what your thoughts are telling you rather than focusing more on the external noise of it. You need to focus in the small moments of everyday life rather than grinding away consistently. At least for this week, this is what you need to do in order to find peace. I hope this reading did some help to you. Um, for me, I don't know how this reading kind of turned out because I'm still in the moment of it. Only when I really watch back the video will I understand what energy this is giving, if it's messy or clumsy or anything. But regardless of however it is, if it's messy or if it's clumsy or if it's, something, it's a work in process. And that's kind of what this entire thing is. It's a work in process. And yeah, it is what it is. I can't be hating myself for it. I tried my best to give yourself the messages that were coming, and it is probably not my best, but I tried my best. And I really hope this gave you some sort of insight or some kind of wisdom or some kind of help. If you want to leave a comment or like the video, whatever. Like I don't wanna tell you this because I feel like some may feel pressured to. If you feel like doing so, do so. Like if you don't, then don't. It's chill. Like you guys, it's chill. You'll decide this thing. However, one thing that I will tell you is that after you watch this video, please, for at least 2 minutes or 5 minutes, sit with yourself without jumping to another video or trying to find another something, whatever. Like just sit with yourself and maybe stare at a blank wall. Or maybe just look at, if you have a fan in your room, look at how it's rotating and everything. Like focus in the moment of it for 2 to 5 minutes at least. And it may feel uncomfortable and weird, actually. It may feel weird and uncomfortable, but it will help you clear your mind out a bit because you're filled with external noise and even your own voice is screaming against you so much. So yeah, some of you may need to take a cool shower after this. I don't know. So yeah, I will. That's what I'll tell you to. If if you can listen to one advice of mine, it's to please take a moment after this video ends and just sit with yourself for a bit. Think about what you just heard and think about what kind of thoughts are coming to your mind now because you have it in you to relieve yourself from all of this burden, all of this doubts and confusion that you're experiencing. You just need to focus in the moment. Don't look at your phone. Don't even hold the phone. Keep it aside. And yeah, focus more in the moment of it. That's what I'm getting mostly here. That's all. If you wanna leave a comment, I would love to know about what kind of things you do to find peace for yourself in moments of hecticness or in moments where you're really busy. Like on days when you get really busy, what do you do in order to cool yourself down, or to show yourself that you really care for yourself? What do you really do to like feel some kind of peace after it's been really messy? What do you do for yourself in situations like this? I'd love to know about this. So yeah, this has been Starstrings. Thank you for watching this video, and if you have any advices or if you have any ideas about what kind of things you would want to hear next time, please comment it downstairs. Downstairs? Why did I say downstairs? Maybe some of you need to go downstairs and spend some time, chill with a friend, or walk around a little bit. Yeah, I would love to hear if you have any ideas or any requests in the comments. I try to reply to them as much as possible. No hate, no, nothing like, no hate or negativity will be tolerated on my channel here. If you do that, I will be blocking because I want my place to be a bit of soft and comfort space. So yeah, that's all. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time. Love you.